Thank you, Catherine. Also, you did not make the connection to Fairbanks.
Oh, I forgot about that. How could I forget about that? How could I forget about that? Thanks, Inez. Fairbanks, loans were sold to Fairbanks, and some of you may have gotten legal documentation indicating J.P. Morgan, Chase, or another affiliate versus whatever your name is. These loans were sold to Fairbanks, and in Cleveland, we found out that J.P. Morgan and Chase, those were the only two banks that actually sold loans to Fairbanks. So we really need to do something about this. Let's fight for a written agreement.
Thank you. Wanted to make that connection because we are Fairbanks fighters. So wherever Fairbanks raises its ugly head, we're there to put it down. And had an interesting conversation yesterday with the owners of Fairbanks, PMI. And I was surprised to hear a negative response from PMI about Fairbanks. And, you know, we acquired them, but we really didn't know they were this bad. And I thought to myself, how ignorant can you be to buy something that, you know, sight unseen or don't know the depths of it? Then Fairbanks' roots are so deep, perhaps they didn't not know that. But again, now you have the connections to Fairbanks, Bank One. And Catherine was the only representative from Ohio, period, that was at the Federal Reserve Bank in Chicago to give testimony. So that's really an honor for Catherine and Esop to do that. That means we're on top of every little tidbit. There is another issue that's really, really important to us, and that's, you may not totally be aware that there's another little snake that's lurking around, slithering around. Michael was going to share with us about that.
Thank you very much, Inez. Good morning. Day laborers. How many people are aware of day laborers like Meritemp, Minuteman? People are aware of those? Okay, this is an issue that a lot of people are not aware of, and most of the people who are in our organization had to work today, weren't able to get away. But let me just tell you a little bit about day labor organization. At one point, I've been with them about 7 years. At one point, I was homeless. I was sleeping in the park on the west side of Lincoln Park, of all places, you know, Abraham. Well, I was sleeping there, and this Caucasian dude came up to me, and we were talking one morning. And he said to me that there was a gentleman named Dan Kerr who had an organization trying to get off the ground to help day laborers. So I listened to him, and he introduced me to Dan Kerr, and that's how I got involved. Then we attached with Esop, and that has taken me to the halls of Congress to speak about this issue. And I thank God that he has gathered such beautiful people here this morning to listen to our problems and try to help out. The problems that we're having with day laborers, they're not giving us a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. What they do is $5.15 an hour. You can't get ahead, you'll remain homeless, you'll remain hungry, you'll remain in shelters. There's more and more people in Ohio losing their jobs, and this is ridiculous, and day labor is the only avenue that they have. And it's not going to only affect me and the other people at work, it's affecting other people, it's going to affect your children eventually. If we don't say to them that you cannot keep working us without benefits, health benefits. You cannot continue to work us without an address. You cannot continue to work us and take our money fast as we make it. They charge you to take you to work, charge you to bring you back, charge you to cash your check. By the time you get the charging, you might as well be in the poorhouse. Why work if they're going to take your money? So this is the issue that we're looking at this morning. One of the things that as you see on the agenda, Ms. Harris, O.Z. Harris was supposed to speak. She wasn't able to come. She's over at Cleveland Clinic this morning working. Sexual harassment. Let me give you a little insight on how that works. Okay, for a female, it's extra hard for a female because the people who are hiring them, the people who are sending them out on jobs, they want sexual favors. Along with no pay. If a person comes in, female, and is attracted to the man that's sending them out, he wants a sexual favor to get them a job, to get them on a ticket. Even after they send them out to these spots to work, the people who they work for want sexual favors to keep them there, a right of return on their check. So this woman not only is being persecuted for being a female, but she's persecuted for the fact that she has no other place to go. And she has to submit if she wants to work in this environment. And not only that, even the workers, you know, with a lack of understanding of this woman is trying to feed her kids or trying to keep herself off the street. And it's a sad situation, and it's a continuation. We don't have any backup for it. We don't have anybody we can go to. All they can tell you, don't come back no more. So where are you going? So one of the issues that we've been working on here lately is Jacob's Field. Now, how many Indian fans do we have in here? Okay. Well, you know, it's America's pastime, but it's a lot of crap. We pay those millionaires down there millions of dollars to lose ball games, and we pay the workers nothing to clean up all the mess that they leave. When they go down there, when you look at it, they're paid like about $4.50 an hour. They used to work them 6 hours a night after the game. Now they work them 4 hours. They push that 6 hours into 4 hours and pay them even less. They come out of there with $18. And it's sad. The main thing is that we sent Larry Dolan, who owns it now, the Jacobs brothers, they done made their money and they got out of it, sold it to Larry. Now we sent Larry thinking that Larry's a good humanitarian that would respond and say, look, I'm gonna have to stop this stuff. We're gonna have to pay these people what they're worth because like without cleaning the field up, I don't think these people from the suburbs would come back to Cleveland. They said, the heck with it. But we clean it up. People come back down there and they come into like a brand new stadium because it's all clean and it's a heck of a job. Matter of fact, there was a video taken one night. A professional group of people came in and they had the lights, they had the cameras. And I said, what are you guys doing? They said, well, we want to show people what it's like to clean up a stadium after a game because most people don't know. They took a very professional video. Brother Orrin went down to purchase the video down at the stadium. They want $70 for the video, just to watch us, and that was on sale. Now, and they want to pay us $4.15 to clean it up. So, and I'm so proud that we do have a group of people who are interested in taking action to improve life in this city. And if you will, bear with us, work with us, and we can turn this thing around. Thank you so much.
What you have just heard was lightweight because of time. We don't have time to really share with you in depth what is really happening with day laborers. He's just talking about one piece of it. But those of you that are experiencing difficulties with Fairbanks now, by the grace of God, you just a step away from being homeless. Fairbanks take your house away from you. No fault of yours, but just take it. Then you could be out on the streets, homeless, looking for something or some place to be. Esop is about working issues, about cleaning up our neighborhood, about making our neighborhoods whole again. Whatever it is, if it's a bad loan, if it's a bad rat that's running around, we want to drive him out. Wherever that little four-legged and the little long tail is lurking, we need to drive it out. Clean up our neighborhood, clean up our homes, clean up our schools, clean up the issues. We're asking today, this morning, to get on the bus and go let somebody know that we are sick and tired are being screwed around. We are supporting day laborers. It's unfair. It's slave labor. That is not even minimum wage. The law says what? $6.15? So $4.15 doesn't sound like $6.15 to me. And then by the time, well, if you have to get down there, he just shared with you, you know, you're either gonna walk all night, walking one way back. You can't ride the bus because you're only gonna get $20, less than $20. But the ball players is out there making millions of dollars. We go down, I go down, I enjoy myself. It's very expensive though, you can't even buy water down there. You almost need to sneak water in. With all of the money and all of the income that's going in, and the low man on the totem pole have to come up and clean up the crap and get nothing. Now that's just as slave labor as I ever heard. It's just like working me for nothing. And then go back in your shelter, go back in your hole, while I go back in my lavish home, and lay back and have me a nice brandy, that's my favorite, a nice whatever you want. It's time to support and move to action. And we're asking you this morning to share your time very shortly with the day laborers. And there's another stop on the way back. Fairbanks fighters, you really need to be in the mix. You really need to be on the bus. But by the time we make the circle, we're back to Fairbanks fighters. So give us how much time?
Be back in an hour, hour and a half.
About an hour. We take the bus and go make a little site visit. Are there any questions?
Who wants to kick some ass?
What that photo said? Fairbanks? I would not say that. No, I'm still dealing with Fairbanks. So
What is Fairbanks?
what is it? It's a loan company.
Have they been using people and
Sure have.
lending?
Yeah, that's what they said. Now I can't say everybody, but some people. So that's about it.
United will never be defeated. I like that because when one person